Hello, one and all, and welcome to the 189th episode of the Voluntary Viewing Podcast, recorded on July 10th, 2022. Today on the podcast with his own icebreaker is Ryan Holtz.
So I'm assuming you've all heard of the pop hit Sweetest Pie. That is like the new WAP where it's like, oh, it's so suggestive and everything like that. It's Dua Lipa and Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay, yeah.
And the chorus is something like, I might just give you a bite of my sweetest pie. And it's like, get it? Sounds a lot like Swedish Pie. And for a second, I thought that Dua Lipa was Swedish. And I was like, damn, that's actually a harder metaphor than sweetest pie, to say my Swedish pie when you are Swedish. But yeah, no, Dua Lipa's not Swedish, she's English, which is kind of boring actually in the grand scheme of things. But there's like a chance with a name like Dua Lipa, right, that she's actually Swedish. And it was like, whoa, damn. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I can hear now whenever I hear the song.
I haven't heard it because music usually takes about 9 to 13 months to make it from the coasts to Wisconsin, where I am. So,
look it up. It was released on March 11th. So you can beat it. You can beat the wave.
Never heard it.
Yeah.
Shit. Like I said, 9 to 13 months.
I had that firsthand when I moved out here. The artist, I want to say Kenny Hoopla, dropped a really popular track, Hollywood Sucks, and they played that in Wisconsin when I was living out there briefly before moving. And then I got to Los Angeles and didn't hear it on the radio at all. And I'm like, oh, wait, does this neighborhood, like, maybe not want to hear about how Hollywood sucks in Hollywood? But then I realized, oh, no, this is just an old song. This is just overplayed here by now.
I've never heard of this song either. Is this
not bad. It's a good running song.
Was this like a... I don't know who Kenny Hoopla is.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never
he's
heard that
newer.
guy.
He's what?
He's newer, yeah. Not super established.
Okay, so it's not a popular song.
Yeah, it's not a song you would maybe hear on the radio all the time.
Yeah.
Heard a lot in Wisconsin. 96.9, The Fox.
And that is the bellwether of culture, really.
Yeah.
In all reality. Hollywood Sucks / There's slashes after it.
Yeah.
Kenny Hoopla and Travis Barker, Hollywood Sucks. I know who Travis Barker is.
I
Oh.
definitely know Travis Barker. Kenny Hoopla's a Wisconsin artist, Lucas.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Kenny Hoopla is from Oshkosh.
Oh, look at him going off.
Young Gravy's
gonna go
from
ahead
Wisconsin,
and say...
so...
Wait, what?
Young Gravy, he's from Wisconsin.
I don't know who that is either.
You don't know who Young Gravy is?
I'm saying that the reason that it was playing on the radio is because he's from that place.
Oh.
That's the reason that it's on the Wisconsin radio.
That's fair.
Not on LA radio. It's definitely not a popular song.
Young Gravy is a rapper. He went to UW-Madison at the same time as us. He graduated when we did. And he got, like, when he graduated, he moved out to LA and got pretty big. He doesn't, like, mostly do comedy rap, but I think that's, like, what people know him for is he raps and it's, like, funny. I'm trying to think of who else, like, fits into that genre.
Chief Keef, apparently.
Yeah. But, like,
yeah, wow, he is, like, our age, exactly.
yeah, when I started at my new job right after we graduated, there was this guy that I was working with when we were training. He's like, what are you up to today? I'm like, I'm going back home, whatever. What are you up to? He's like, I'm throwing a graduation party for one of my best friends. He's moving out to LA after this. I'm like, I know some people that moved out to LA. Like, what's your friend doing? He's like, he's a rapper. He's going to go out to LA. I'm like, okay, cool. What's his name? Young Gravy. And I, like, looked up on Spotify. I'm like, he's kind of funny. And then, like, a year later, I heard him fucking everywhere.
I mean, again, though, he's got ties to Wisconsin. I'm going to go ahead and say there might be a reason you're hearing him in Wisconsin more often. For both of y'all.
And the man who's hearing that in Wisconsin, who has an icebreaker of his own, Andrew Clark.
Hey, so about a month ago, I did like a health risk assessment, like basically a physical thing for work. It was for insurance. You know, you have to do this like once a year or whatever.
Unethical, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not like in order to get insurance, it gives you a discount on the insurance. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. They take a blood draw, you know, they do all your measurables, all that kind of shit. They weigh you, take your blood pressure, yada, 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 yada. And like a couple weeks later, you get a call from a doctor who has the results of like your blood draw and like talks you through like based on like what they're seeing, if you have any risks, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
What she told me was really good, like weight and BMI, all that kind of shit. Your glucose is good. Your blood pressure is kind of low. Your cholesterol is too low. Your sodium's too low. So my recommendation to you is you need to eat more potato chips and bacon. And it took every fiber of my being to not just call her a fucking quack on the phone. You have to eat more bacon and potato chips? What is this, 1954? There's an obesity epidemic in America. And by the way, my cholesterol and like blood pressure were not like dangerously low. It was like on the lower side. It's like, oh yeah, we want your blood pressure to be below this, and we want your HDL and LDL to be in this range, and everything was fine. She's like, yeah, no, like, people these days try to eat too healthy. That was a thing that the doctor on the phone said. People these days try to eat too healthy. You're probably one of those healthy eater types. You should eat more animal products, fat, and salt. I'm like, that's horseshit, right? That's gotta be horseshit. Like, if you're not eating any, like, salt or fat, yeah, like, that can be bad. I am eating those things. I am not a vegetarian. I eat fast food more than I should. I am not going to be like, oh, I'm gonna go out there and get a fucking salt lick like I'm a horse.
There's a better way she could have phrased all of that. There are better alternatives she could have led you towards for a sodium intake, for a protein intake. I don't know why she went with potato chips and bacon.
Fat.
No, just fat.
Fat.
Eat a couple of eggs. You're good to go.
I eat eggs. I eat meat. I eat salt. I eat all those things. I have pizza and burgers and hot dogs and all that shit, just like any red-blooded American.
Yeah. Young Gravy is on the UW-Madison alumni page. Like, are on, like, the Wikipedia, like, they have, like, notable alumni. Other than, like, J.J. Watt and Russell Wilson, everyone on it is over 40.
Jeez,
Damn.
we gotta step it up.
Yeah, so he's the one. I was gonna be like, maybe there's others from our class that have kind of emerged as like potential people of note, but yeah, no, like he's far and away the youngest. Like even Russell Wilson and JJ Watt are like a decade older than him. So, and yeah, there's some rough ones on there, like Jim Jordan and fucking, I don't know. There was another bad one, Dick Cheney. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Dick Cheney went to UW?
Yeah, he went for undergrad, I think.
Fucking hell.
And he might have, like, left halfway through. I'm trying to remember.
I mean, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations went to UW-Madison. Like,
No.
You'd think they'd be on there.
Oh, yeah. He started but did not finish his PhD at UW-Madison. So, yeah. There you go. But, yeah, Jim Jordan, I remember. That's pretty rough. I'd argue that's worse than Cheney because he's still very much in there.
Out there doing shit.
Yeah, Cheney didn't start an insurrection
Jesus.
as bad as Cheney was.
And last but not least, I am Lucas the writer. I was going to save this for the breakouts, but looking a little thick, so I'm going to open the podcast up with this. I went to Anime Expo last weekend. That's part of why this is the first podcast in 2 weeks. I think I'm good. I think I'm good on anime for a while.
Oh.
I have my fill.
I believe that's your job title.
Maybe.
Yeah. You're gonna just kind of lie flat, like
I mean, like, you know,
refuse
I could be
unethical principles.
I could be a community manager, you know? Like, let me focus on the community part of anime communities, not the anime part.
Interesting.
I have a vivid image in my brain of like Lucas leaving, you know, like in this imaginary world, we're sitting like in an apartment or like at a coffee shop or something, and Lucas is like, all right, everyone, I'm off to anime. And then 8 hours later comes back in completely disheveled. His clothes are torn. He slams the door behind him and like puts his full body weight up against the door. You were right. You were right about everything. I was wrong. Oh God.
Anime was a mistake.
We have to go
actually in that
back.
camp, unironically.
I could see why you would say that, Ryan. That weekend definitely felt like anime was a mistake because to call Anime Expo a super spreader event is disrespectful to other super spreader events. This was an ultra spreader event. This was a mega spreader event. This was
A Super Saiyan spreader event.
an extinction level spreader event. There were way too many people there. Yeah, you guys saw the footage. It was way too disorganized. Crowds were not managed at all, and especially on the first day, that was several thousand people packed into a quarter of one of the buildings in the convention center. Fucking danger. The fire marshal shut that down briefly. That was wild. How the fuck do you get there with that?
That's not why anime's a mistake.
Oh, okay.
What was the most fucked up shit you saw that made you question being a member of that community? Give us a rundown. Top 5 most fucked up incidents at AnimeCon.
The artist alley at the anime convention, which was held in a basement, which feels disrespectful to the artists. Maybe got close to a lethal level of CO2 in the air.
What?
What?
Just because there are too many people in there? Or
Too many people, not enough ventilation.
oh, people not feeling good?
Yeah, this is mostly from Twitter reporting. I guess people who are into data, whatever that means, are doing this thing now. It's a trend where they take CO2 monitors to locations and measure if they're within safe amounts. Like, it was within 20% of being an unsafe amount. OSHA would have shut that shit down if they were calling the shots at this event.
It was within 20% of being unsafe, so it wasn't.
It was bridging
all
there.
Unsafe is not lethal.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like this is bad long term.
Right. Don't breathe this in.
That's fair.
We have unsafe air quality
All the time?
over half of the days
The
in Los
entire
Angeles.
like nation of India is constantly breathing in the air that is multiple times more toxic than what like any global measurement says is safe to breathe. And while it is constantly lethal, it doesn't like kill you immediately.
Yeah, I thought you were saying they were going to get like choked out, like they were just going to be silently asphyxiating due to lack of oxygen.
And then the
because of
Joker
CO2.
would be like standing at a computer monitor, like cackling as he sucked all the oxygen out of the air. And
No, it's closer to... It was getting to the point where prolonged exposure would result in, hey, brain's not getting enough oxygen in this environment. You are going to get dizzy and probably pass out. Like that level of unsafe. No.
Well, no, we want the juice.
Uh,
What's the heat, man? That's once again, that's not fucked up anime shit that makes you.
that's
wanna
fucked up.
stop.
That's bad event management. We
We
want
everything you've mentioned has been bad event management.
and that wasn't about anime. We want to know what has made you like be sick of anime now.
there was a very weird attitude towards pornographic material and sex work at the event.
What was
what's weird?
was this an 18+ event?
Parts of it. A section of...
like they would have like different sections. And
Yes.
you could only enter some sections if you were over
Okay,
18.
so it's
Correct.
not like the sexual content was viewable by anyone.
No, you had to get like an 18 up wristband, show
Okay.
ID, that kind of thing.
Well, that's good.
Well,
Yeah.
that the organizers did at least. There were people walking around, like fairly attractive people, wearing fairly risque cosplay, with signs that said, "Yeah, for $5, I'll step on you," which is that's just sex work. And like I'm cool with that. That's fine, but I feel like y'all are engaging with this ironically.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a meme. That's not sex.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
They're not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they might do it, but like that's still they're doing it as a meme. They're not
Yeah,
doing
it's
it
a
because they
joke.
want to feed their children. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Those are not sex workers that are doing that. Those are people who are doing something adjacent to sex work.
I mean, it's sex work. I agree. It's definitely sex work.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's not being done as a job. It's
Yeah. They're
being
doing
done
it
as a
for
meme.
fun, mostly, and
Yeah.
$5 occasionally.
Yeah.
They get 2 utils from they're being paid in imaginary fun units.
Also, there were sex workers there, though.
Like actual like AVN shit or like
No, like here, like I recognized a couple of adult performers.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Like AVN.
Were
Like,
they
Oh,
there
okay,
as
yeah.
themselves, or were they just there like to go to the event? Like,
I mean, they were in cosplay. They were
cosplaying, yeah, it was-
advertising. They
Right,
were
okay.
like, "Oh, hey, you guys follow me on Instagram? Awesome. If you don't, you probably should. Check out my
Drink Bang
TikTok.
Energy,
It's
you
fire.
fucking idiot.
Yeah." And that was cool.
No, like
that was neat.
actual AVN type shit.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. Like, for example, it was on Channel 5, I think, where they went to AVN. Oh boy, damn man.
Yeah.
That's the Sodom and Gomorrah. People are talking about like gay marriage is the Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, nah, fam. Check out all these like probably conservative Christian older white men getting real wild at AVN with a bunch of porn stars and sex workers.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, it was just too much. That was a long working weekend, and I don't know. Maybe some of the things that annoyed me about it would annoy me less if I was there for fun, but I was there in work mode, and I mean, honestly, with what it was, I just don't know if that's my scene. Yeah, I'm glad I went, glad I experienced that, but what, $180 for a weekend of hitting up a couple of interesting panels and having the opportunity to buy stuff in person that I could buy online? That's not great. And I get it. Like, I'm there.
Cons have never made sense to
Yeah.
me.
I've
Yeah.
never liked
You can-
anything enough to want to pay that kind of money and see that kind of stuff.
And so, like, I think Anime Expo has been going on for like 25 years. And I kind of get back in the 90s this making more sense. This,
Right.
yeah, hey, this is kind of a niche thing. We're going to get together and celebrate it. But it's like, no, it's like, why do we need a Star Wars Day anymore? Star Wars is just all around us now.
There isn't a Star Wars Day. There's like a 10-day Star Wars event.
Too much. It's
When I
ridiculous.
was in like high school and early college, I wanted to go to RTX, the, like Rooster Teeth Expo, because that was like, oh, I get to see all my favorite like internet personalities all in one place. Like
Yeah.
literally, like everyone from like people that we followed on YouTube would go, and it was just more like a fan meetup event than an actual con. So I guess that was the one that would have gotten me. And like, yeah, now VidCon is like shitty version of that.
Yeah.
Where it's like the worst creators on YouTube going to those. But yeah, I don't know, any con. It's just like, so most of this stuff can be viewed online, like all these panels.
Right.
And even better, you don't even have to view the panels. You can catch the cool shit. Like people will distill the highlights for you and put them on Twitter or TikTok or wherever. And yeah, you don't have to actually do anything or pay anything. So
That being said, from a personal and professional standpoint, attending the Crunchyroll happy hour was a great time. Already made some connections there that are starting to pay dividends, and hopefully will continue to do so. And I stole like 17 Chainsaw Man coasters from that place. That's rad.
yeah.
I just have those now. I have good coasters, guys.
Oh, they're like good they're not like paper. They're like actual coasters.
This is thick. Look at
That's
this.
paper.
Yeah, that's
This is gonna last.
That's a bar
man.
coaster.
That's not
that is
the
not
wor-
a good coaster.
You could get worse coasters, but like you
Yeah.
get much better coasters.
Okay.
It's not F tier coasters, but like you gotta have like ceramic or something.
That's like a
Okay.
C plus
nice-
tier coaster. I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
Okay, if I ever have kids, I'll make mine make me a Chainsaw Man coaster in their arts and crafts class. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Like some epoxy,
Yeah.
like something nice. Like it's just cardboard. It's gonna wear down.
Hmm.
You're not gonna be able to use it for much longer. You could laminate them,
Oh,
then they'll last forever.
it's true.
You'll always have that memory.
Or you could dip it in like an epoxy resin. I don't know how well it would hold up,
That's fair.
or if depending on how. Forget it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Wasn't able to attend the Chainsaw Man panel though. So
But that was like
Chainsaw
the
Man
whole
fucking
reason
sucks.
you went.
Yeah, no, filled up. Pieces of shit. They didn't clear it out from the previous panel. They knew this was going to be a huge fucking thing, but then they're like, no. They're sitting here. We can't make them leave. We can't do our fucking
But
jobs.
what would have been the procedure? Because those people who are in the audience, do they go to the back of the line? Like that
I
seems
think
kind
so.
of unfair. Doesn't that seem unfair? Like they
Well, they were there. They saw their event. They
what if they're there all day? What if they want to see every single panel? They're
that's
gonna make them keep filing out, go to the back of the line, and then potentially miss out.
I think
on
the idea
seeing
is
the
that
panel.
like I am kind of with Lucas on this one. Like Ryan, you're right. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense, but if you're there, like just the people that show up first get to see everything, and the people that are in line don't get to see anything unless people leave. Like it's kind
You're a
of
music festival guy. That's every music festival.
yeah.
That's literally what happens. If you show up first, you sit in the front for the whole day if you want. Like, that's just how it works, man.
But also, they didn't even.
If you want to see the panel, get to the earlier panel and make sure.
But they didn't even show anything cool at the panel, so it's like maybe I didn't even miss much. And I don't know. They've been teasing us with the Chainsaw Man anime for a little too long at this point. I think I'm getting a little frustrated with it. But the manga comes back on Tuesday, so I'm looking forward to that. That's all I need.
Is this the final edition?
Hard to
last
say.
one was the final edition, and then it was like, never mind. No, it's not.
Ryan, there could be 100 more chapters of this. There could be 1,000 more chapters of this. It is impossible to say.
it was the final part of part 1,
Yeah.
and now part
Final
2.
chapter of part 1.
So it can go literally forever.
It could.
There was no actual
I
any
Isn't,
hint
hasn't
that it was going.
One Piece gone like over 1,200 chapters or something?
I think it's nearing 1,100. Yeah,
That's
Mm-hmm.
dumb.
it's good.
What is that in equivalent to like TV seasons?
That it's funny you asked that because there's a One Piece anime.
Right, but they're probably not caught up. And even if they were, it's not quite 1-to-1 usually.
Yeah, there's some filler
Adaptations.
stuff. There are, we'll say 1,000 episodes of the One Piece anime. So now we're getting into Dick Wolf serialization. We're getting into like,
That's way past Dick
Dick
Wolf. Are you
okay.
kidding me? Yeah, no, the Dick Wolf stuff is like 600 episodes. Like that's nothing, man. I think Gunsmoke was number 1, and then Big Bang Theory passed it for most episodes of a single TV show.
oh wait, hold
Trying to
on.
remember.
Simpsons episode count.
Yeah, that's animated. I guess
728.
that would be more direct.
Yeah.
It's what?
728 episodes
Yeah,
of
that
The
sounds right.
Simpsons.
I remember episode 700.
Yeah.
So yeah, even that, which is far and away the longest running American TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not even close, really.
Wild. Yeah.
So,
All right. Enough about my life. Enough about me fulfilling some long-term personal and professional goals. Let's talk about news, because there's a lot to talk about. Hideo Kojima has a lot going on.
Yeah, there is an order that you should present this in terms of importance, and it is not the way that you have put it on the planning document.
I'm just going to read this Kotaku headline. Hideo Kojima misidentified as Shinzo Abe assassin by news channel politicians.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima, beloved by all, video game and other media creator, was accused of assassinating the former Prime Minister of Japan because someone made a joke and then people just ran with it and then found a bunch of like leftist politics stuff that Kojima has posted, and they're like, yeah, this makes sense. This seems like the kind of guy that would assassinate the right-wing prime minister of Japan.
Former prime minister, but yeah.
Yeah, former prime minister. We're just going to run with it.
Oh yeah, this is a shitty 2chan 4chan meme. We can print this. This is fine. Kojima and his people have since announced that they will take legal action where applicable, which I know most of this came out of French publications, and I know suing organizations, journalists there is a little trickier than it is in a lot of the world, but yeah, no, absolutely press charges for this. This is fucked up. Also, he was gonna make a video game that was similar to The Boys, but then The Boys happened, and he decided not to. That happened last week. That was before he was accused of political assassination.
What does that mean? Did he talk about, like, was it gonna be a superhero game?
No,
like,
yeah, exactly. It was a group
Yeah.
of detectives going around and fighting, killing, trying to arrest superheroes run amok. The Boys.
He said it was going to be a dark-toned video game about like superheroes that were in the public eye, but like in the backgrounds being like heinous people, and the detectives like trying to work through all the government cover-up stuff to like bring the superheroes down.
The one thing I will say as a Hideo Kojima game enjoyer, on a mechanical level, I think you kind of made this game already, Kojima. I think most of your games are just slightly above average normal dudes fighting people with weird freaky powers, either because of science fiction or fantasy. Huh.
Yeah.
Actually, that might be a lot of video games now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, how many times is your protagonist just like, this ragtag group of people have to band together to take down Jerry.
Okay.
The evil guy usually has something going on, right?
That's fair.
They're not evil, right? If they don't
No.
have anything going on. If they mind their own business, are they evil?
What if that's the whole thing?
Yeah.
We have to take down Jerry. He's a 42-year-old father of 3, lives in a suburb of Kansas City, Missouri, and just has always paid his taxes, has pretty centrist political views, but like always, believes in for fighting what's right, and fuck him in particular. We're gonna go get his ass.
Is it like Minority Report? Like he's been convicted of future crimes? Like he's... Right now, he might seem like just a totally chill, regular dude, but in 20 years, he will be the next Adolf Hitler, and we gotta kill him now before he can rise to power. I don't know. Have you all seen Minority Report?
Yeah.
I've seen Minority Report, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
No, yeah.
No one picked up on the future crimes.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're
We were
putting
letting it
down.
run.
I was gonna make a joke about how Jerry is into some weird conspiratorial shit, and maybe this is how he would have done the raid on the Capitol, but maybe not.
I feel like he's tilting towards evil, if that is truly how Jerry feels. The raid on the Capitol.
The insurrection,
There's one way to
The
call
raid 2 on the Capitol.
We're gonna raid this shit. We want to get Check's notes, a piece of paper with Nancy Pelosi's
Yeah, dude, there's
signature on
epic
it.
tier loot in there. If we complete this raid, we get the podium.
Yeah, the podium from the speaker.
what do you think it was like in their hotels that night? But
The night after?
yeah,
A lot of
It's
them
like,
are probably fucking terrified because
No, just sharing all their shit on social media.
oh yeah, that's true.
Bragging to all their friends about how they were inside the Capitol
They,
building. And then got geotagged inside the Capitol.
I know those trials are ongoing, but they really did set that up to be a very expedited process.
Yeah.
A lot of
They
breadcrumbs.
thought they were all in the right.
No, they are on the right.
Yeah, they thought the president was going
Yeah.
to be like, "Hey guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You are
No,
heroes."
the president was going to be there, like,
Yeah.
directing the assault, and it would all just be chill, and then they'd win, and then Trump would be president. Yeah.
There's a Nintendo Direct mini partner showcase. Nier Automata is somehow coming to the Switch. Super Bomberman R2 is releasing in 2023. Fun fact, the only way I was able to get a Switch early was if I bought it in a bundle with Legend of Zelda and Super Bomberman R. The day I bought my Switch, I took it home and then returned my copy of Super Bomberman R that evening.
Did you get paid for it?
Oh yeah, they gave me money. They gave me in-store credit.
For the whole, like, sticker price of a new copy?
You got like $15.
I
That's what I'm
think
saying. Did you sell it as a used game, or was it, like, returned?
it was
Like,
returned.
so you did get full...
I think yes.
That seems like a cheat code. You can buy usually the bundles are the same price
Yeah.
Right.
as just the straight up console. So you can buy bundles and then sell back the game for full price. You're getting just a massive discount
Ryan,
on the console.
that bundle pricing hasn't been a thing since we were kids, man. It is.
There was PS5.
Yeah.
There's PS5 bundles right now
Yeah.
that are
All right.
the reason for the same price.
Yeah, the reason some of those are more expensive is because they have like 2 controllers and a charger and a headset and a fucking VR camera. And when I got my PS4, it came with a copy of Uncharted 4, which I had already owned. And it was like wrapped in plastic, but didn't have any like stickers on it. There was no like barcode. So I tried to take it to a GameStop and like, we are not considering this return because you got this in a bundle. There's no
Right.
like barcode to scan. I'm like, okay,
That makes sense to me.
So I just-
like, it's not a product. It's coming with the console. Unless you're going to return the whole bundle, I don't know how they give you full sticker price and it's not just you selling them a used game. Fair?
Yeah,
Seems like you got away with it.
I did.
I always just ate it whenever I'd buy a bundle. It was just
Nah.
like, all right, now I have this other game that I'll probably never play.
Yeah.
Oh well.
No, I returned that shit. Not taking up space on my bookshelf.
They're very
But something-
thin cases.
But something that is taking up space, even if that case is as thick as you've ever seen, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. I am genuinely excited about this. I am a fan of the series. I was 7 years old, and before karate classes started, Gavin Leary was playing on his Game Boy Advance, and I'm like, hey man, what you playing? And he was like, Mega Man, it's pretty good. And I'm like, oh shit, I should get one. And then my mom accidentally bought the sequel, and I was cool with it because that translation got fucked up somewhere along the lines, and it was rated E for everyone, but they were saying stuff like shit and damn in there, and like, that was fun for me. That was fun for me as a 7-year-old. I hope they retain that in this Legacy Collection.
So this is just a reskin of the OG games?
Not even a reskin. It might be a direct port. It might be your Game Boy Advance games on the Nintendo Switch bundled together.
My god.
I could not be more thrilled.
It's not going on our list.
I
I know what you're thinking. It's not going in 2023's top 10s.
I am thrilled to find out how the premise of these games hold up, because they are ostensibly they're about cyber terrorism in the age of Internet of Things products. And it's just straight up a plot point in the first game that, yeah, terrorists hacked into your stove and are trying to burn your house down. And, like, we're getting there. We're getting to that future.
Yeah.
Life imitates art. Remake of Pac-Man World is coming out in August. Y'all heard about Mrs. Pac-Man, right? She was dead. Pac-Man's got a new wife, remarried, got divorced, something like that.
What?
Yeah, Namco didn't actually.
No. I gotta back up for a second. Don't you fucking pull that. You guys heard about that. No. How would we have?
Well, you're interesting people. I thought you would have heard interesting
Is this what
things.
interesting people do?
Yeah. Talk about the fact that Namco never actually owned the rights to Mrs. Pac-Man, and the people who do decided to finally start playing hardball with that IP, and they're like, fuck it. In the Pac-Man lore, which we do own, Pac-Man has a new wife. Pac-Man's married a Pac-Woman now.
Is this canon?
This is real.
Pac-Woman?
That might not be her actual name, but I think it's something similar to that.
I don't see Pac-Woman.
Pac-Man's new wife.
New wife.
I feel like you're gonna get Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Mom. It's
Pac-Mom. Oh boy.
Pac-Mom. Pac-Master's wife. The mother of Miss Pac-Man. So they already had a Pac-Mom.
Pac-Master? Who's
Wait, what?
Pac-Master?
Did Pac-Man leave Mrs. Pac-Man for Mrs. Pac-Man's mom?
No. Pac-Master is Miss Pac-Man's father. The former hero of Pac-Land before he passed his mantle on to his pupil, Pac-Man. And then Pac-Master has a wife who's Mrs. Pac-Man's mom. Miss Pac-Man's mom.
I'm seeing a Screen Rant article. Pac-Man has a new wife in Arcade Archive Pac-Land.
And it's been replaced with a new character called Pac... Okay, so Pac-Mom was not the name of Pac-Master's wife.
Right.
Pac-Master's wife's name was
Didn't have a name.
Pac-Master's wife.
Yeah, never had an official name.
Okay.
But when you search Pac-Mom, that's all you get.
Right.
Okay.
Fuck this, man. This is so dumb.
When you type in Pac-Mom, the top 8 results are, related to Pac-Man and, the controversies, or, Pac-Master's wife. And then, the 9th result is Afeni Shakur, Tupac's mom. It's like, Google, there's a world where I was looking for Tupac's mom, and I searched Pac-Mom.
Afeni Shakur, Tupac estate. If you want to complicate this situation even further legally, please do so. Please, for the love of God.
Oh, she's dead.
Oh.
Yeah, she died.
That's a
in
shame.
2016.
Oh.
She was a Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh, cool
Straight
shit.
up Black Panther. Yeah. It's fucking lit.
Return to Monkey Island game coming out later this year. Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, out on October 20th. Maybe don't give Ubisoft your money. Sonic Frontiers is coming to Switch and is apparently out this holiday. Dragon Quest Treasures, a spin-off of DQ11 featuring Eric and his sister, out in December. I might get this one. Eric is a fun character. He's just a guy from Brooklyn in a fantasy world where everyone's doing very fake accents, and I enjoy it. Portal Companion Collection is out on Switch. How is this not already on Switch?
Originally, it was a PC game.
Oh.
So it was PC exclusive in the orange box and everything like that. So then I think it came over to console with Portal 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there was other ports of Portal 1 and shit like that. So I imagine that's why it just wasn't originally a console game at all.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Is Half-Life on Switch? Probably not, right?
It's about to be. Oh, wait, no. Portal's about to be.
Yeah, Portal's about to be. Or it is right now, according to Lucas's
Half-Life on
planning
Switch.
document.
Half-Life 2 now playable on Switch by GameBite.
There you go. So, I guess, I don't know.
And then this was soft confirmed already, but Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royale are all coming to the Switch. I will probably play some of Persona 3, maybe the most interesting of that lot. Make Persona 1 and 2 happen, Atlas. Come on. Those are the weirdest and gayest ones. Give the people what they want. You're featuring those characters in the Persona 25th anniversary celebration marketing, and you're not doing shit with them.
So this gaming franchise has existed for a long time and has had multiple releases of most of the games, and you're saying that it has gotten more conservative as time goes on?
So it depends on how we define this gaming franchise and what time frame we're looking at. The short answer is a yes. The Persona games have seemingly gotten more conservative as time has gone on. Arguably, Persona 5 is about Shinzo Abe's political dynasty and the impact he had on Japanese politics. And
well,
the
I've
game
got
is a
some
response
good
to that.
news for them.
Yeah. Someone found out what was beneath the mask. That's a Persona reference. But then no, Persona is a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei games, and those are originally adaptations of books. I've read the translations of the first two of them, might have talked about it, and they are bad. They are edgelord garbage, really Ayn Randian conservative pieces of media that I do not care for.
Fair.
So, if we're talking like the full scope of the genesis of the idea, I'd make the argument where there have been some ups and downs. Ultimately, they are tracking to have more progressive politics. But if we're looking at just the Persona series, then I'd say maybe getting a little more conservative as time has gone on, or at the very least more heteronormative. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Activision Blizzard settles sexual harassment lawsuit for $18 million. That's not enough money.
Wait, just one single lawsuit, or for like a bunch of co-defendants?
I think this is the big one that... God, this is weird now because the state and the feds are fighting about this a little bit. I think this is the federal lawsuit, and now that's putting the state lawsuit, which was going to be for more money, into jeopardy because it's not totally clear whether or not this case is settled due to the federal government's intervention. I think I have that correct. Don't quote me on that.
Oof. Yeah, $450 per claimant.
Oh.
That is too low.
Wait, hold on.
I was
hold
like,
on. How many fucking claimants were there? $18 million?
Divide 18 by 450 and you'll get it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a lot. I mean, they said it's frat boy culture, so it's
Yep.
probably just any woman who ever worked
That's
at Activision Blizzard.
40,000 women! 40,000!
I mean, it's probably...
There's no way that it...
It's probably lawyer fees. Is
like
almost
a
half
good amount of it
it
is probably taxed too. And...
Right, so maybe
Okay.
it's like 10,000.
That's still, that's so fucking many.
It might be literally every woman who worked for Activision Blizzard over the course of a decade or whatever. Like,
Jesus. I didn't think they were that big of a company.
Over the course of decades? And then last for gaming news, Lollipop Chainsaw is coming back with a remake, reboot, not totally sure. Suda51 and... what's the director's name? The Guardians of the Galaxy guy.
James Gunn?
James Gunn.
James Gunn, yeah. He wrote this game. He half directed the Lollipop Chainsaw game. They're not involved in this, but I'm excited about it because I was just thinking, I should play more Suda51, more Grasshopper Manufacture games, and now I'll be able to without having to find a PS3 and dig up a copy.
I have a PS3.
I also have my PS3. It's hooked up right now.
Maybe this is a
And
very
can play.
achievable goal for me this entire time.
I jailbroke it, and then I had to unjailbreak it because I was like, wait, why did I do that? I don't want to do that. Didn't realize you can put it back in jail. But you can. And it's not that hard.
What is a copy?
I had a TV one. Did y'all see this shit with George R.R. Martin?
No.
Where he was like...
I saw a little bit.
He says, like, the Winds of Winter will be significantly different from the way the show went.
Okay.
And I'm like,
The man-
George, it's not coming out, man. Like, stop.
He listened to the
Stop
people...
talking about it. You imagine if he just changes the entire thing? He's like, yeah, they went rogue. That was crazy, man. Why would they like do those decisions? What? Bran would never be the king in the end.
That's
Like,
stupid, and an
crazy.
idiot
Yeah.
must have thought of that. Not me. I am smart, and you all still
I'm
love me,
super
right?
smart.
I made Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I would fucking die if just at the beginning of the Winds of Winter there's a foreword that says, hey, you're gonna have to play Elden Ring for any of this shit to make sense.
So, like, the thing with Winds of Winter is it's been, what, like 15 years or something like that?
Yeah.
He's been saying that he's, like, made good progress and he was a quarter of the way done. He said that for, like, a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that he was making good progress and he was, like, around a quarter of the way finished on Winds of Winter. And then he realized that's not enough because it keeps being a quarter of the way done. And then someone did research and found out that, like, in an interview when they published A Dance with Dragons, the most recent one, he had to cut it short because he had way too much in it. So he ended up cutting like 25% of a book's worth of material from A Dance with Dragons. And so he just stopped writing after A Dance with Dragons, and then for like a decade said like, yeah, I'm like a quarter of the way done,
because he just
but that
already
was shit
had
that
it.
he did. Yeah, it was
no.
already.
He's running He's running into actual problems that the show ran into. He doesn't know how to tie up all these threads.
Right, he fucked it up, and it's kind of sad. I mean, there's a world where maybe Winds of Winter comes out, but like that's still only one of the books that he's supposed to have at least 2 more, and let's be honest, there's a good chance one of the 2 splits into 2 books. Like, come on, this shit's not happening. You're not finishing it.
Mm-hmm.
Your beloved franchise, which for a while was literally the biggest thing on the planet, is in ruins, and you have for some reason a complete inability to actually like improve its legacy.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe the House of the Dragon or whatever will be good. That's coming soon, isn't it?
I
think that's like the end of the month.
It's this year. Wait, end of the month?
I think it's like August.
Shit.
They confirmed that too soon. I feel like that's been almost out for a year and a half now.
August 21st.
No.
So a little over a month away.
Fair.
So,
I am going to watch it. I hope you guys are aware of that.
I'll probably watch the first episode. We'll see.
Oh my god, What We Do in the Shadows comes back on Tuesday too. I am going to be eating on Tuesday.
What else comes out on Tuesday?
Yeah, what else?
Chainsaw Man.
Oh.
Come on. I opened with that.
On Tuesday? I don't know if you specified
Yeah,
Tuesday.
okay.
We are not...
Oh, you mean Amazon Prime Day?
Oh
Is that
my
really Tuesday?
I
god.
think so. It might be the 11th and 12th. It might be the 12th and 13th. I can't remember.
I still use Amazon Prime because I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, same.
But I take like a point to never engage with anything on Prime Day because it's just a fucking garbage day.
I don't know that I have ever bought anything on Prime Day. I think every year I'm like, oh, cool, there's going to be deals. And one, they're shitty. Two, I probably shouldn't.
It's like a rice cooker is half off.
Ooh, you want an Amazon Alexa? Do you want 3 Amazon Alexas?
Yeah.
You want a Prime tablet and a Prime
Echo
Home?
Dot?
Yeah.
Echo Dot for $1. It's like, it feels like you're really trying to give those away. That's kind of sketchy.
Why do you want so many of these in our homes everywhere all the time?
In every room to make sure that you don't miss anything.
Why does it turn on even when I don't say Alexa sometimes?
How does it know when I'm saying Alexa? Doesn't that imply that it's always listening on some level?
How come every time I talk about something, when I open up Amazon 5 minutes later, the first thing advertised is that thing I was talking about?
I mean, I don't need a Ring doorbell attached to every door in my home, but at this rate, I'd be a fool not to, right?
I went to a ice cream shop yesterday. Yeah. And they had a Ring just like pointing at you. Like, and it wasn't like installed. Like, it wasn't like a Ring camera that could double as a security system. It was like a Ring doorbell that they like taped to the window with like packing tape. And like we're watching you, motherfucker. And it's like, it's not, you could just, I know that they have solutions for businesses. Yeah. You don't have to just buy a Ring doorbell from fucking Home Depot for $20. Like, there's other solutions here, guys. So, I don't know. That was my Ring experience. I also had something in movies that might be partially memes, so I don't know if we want to wait.
No, go
I'm
for it.
sure you guys saw it too. The fucking Minions shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gentle Minions.
What the fuck? That's some weird shit.
Yeah,
man.
it is weird.
I don't know.
It was funny for like the very first video that they did.
The first time I saw it, I was like,
it was funny.
Oh, that's creative as fuck.
And then other people started doing it. Like, this is a weird trend. This shouldn't be a trend.
Yeah.
And then the trend became dress up nice, go to the movie, and be completely belligerent.
Yeah, I know. just trash the place.
Ryan, this is getting a little bit into your world, and I apologize for that, but people who make decisions in production companies, in studios, must be ripping their hair out right now, because they brought back Morbius because of the meme. That movie had another weekend because, oh man, a lot of social media chatter, but nobody showed up for it. And now, what they thought was going to happen to Morbius is happening with the Minions. And how do you navigate this? How do you navigate this as a 52-year-old who actually is in the position to make these decisions?
You've got to ride it out. Like, you literally can't try to harness anything meme-worthy.
No.
Like, you just have to go for it.
Ugh.
It's fucking stupid. Yeah, the Morbius thing was hilarious. And then all the people, like, responding to it and being like, oh, no, wait, we were busy that weekend, too. Like, bring it back a third time, please. Like, yeah, they're literally fucking with you. That's the funny part. For Minions, the joke is, like, no one in their 20s should want to see the Minions, so then to, like, throw in fucking, a bunch of them dressing up in suits to go see it, like, haha. And yeah, it's like, oh, that's creative and funny the first time, but then it's not. But then, yeah, they're making fucking millions and millions of dollars off of this trend. They are laughing all the way to the bank. And movie theaters, before it got fucking demonic and started just being an issue, yeah, we're probably making money hand over fist with the concessions and everything like that. So for a while, yeah, it was just like, let's spend money and that'll be a meme. We're shitting on it by, like, giving them our money.
It's like OG meme. The people who got dressed up and brought dining ware to eat at McDonald's. We've all seen that image, and it's like, oh, cool. That's funny once.
I thought it was different. I thought you were thinking the, what was the pools closed meme? What was that one? What was that on?
I don't know
I
that
thought
one.
that's where you were going.
I don't know if I know that one.
It was a 4chan thing. But, like, before 4chan was, like, what 4chan is now.
Yeah.
Pools closed. Yeah, Habbo Hotel is what it was. I don't know. Everyone would dress with the same exact avatar and, like, wrap around the pool so that no one could come through and get in the pool. And they'd all just use the text chat "pools closed" so no one could get in. And it was like an organic, weird 4chan thing. I don't know.
I love how this got to be such a serious issue that some movie theaters were like, if you come to Minions Rise of Gru and you're dressed up nice, we won't let you in. The people were going to have to, like, wear, like, baggy sweat clothes over their suits and then, like, take them off once they got to the... Off. Yeah.
That.
And again, that would be a fun little twist on it. If, like, they're just, like, very genuine about it and just like, yeah, you know, like, when I think of, like, the entire Despicable Me franchise, I just think about, like, my relationship with my mom. Like, you know, she's going through early onset Alzheimer's right now, and, like, I think of a simpler time when we used to just go to the movies and hang out, and then they just fucking rip off their track pants, and they're just like, me and the boys going to see fucking Rise
they're
of
chugging
Gru,
SoCo and throwing popcorn everywhere.
That would be fucking funny. But, like, that's not what they do. They just copy the exact same shit.
Yeah.
And that's what a meme is supposed to be. A meme isn't supposed to be doing the exact same thing. It's supposed to be you're putting your spin on it, which is what makes it good. Like, so I've always said that, like, viral TikToks and Vines aren't memes because they're not, like, there's no what's it called, like, transformation. There's no transformation. That's like the core of what makes a meme is that it's, like, transformative. So
getting this one in quick before we jump into the other one. Elon Musk isn't buying Twitter at all, which opens him up to a lawsuit for $1 billion from Twitter, because that's what they would agree. $1 billion.
He's already made, like, what would you estimate Elon Musk has made since he signed that contract saying he'll pay $1 billion if Do they have like an Elon Musk net worth tracker? Like where it has like a line going up and down? I just want a bar graph. Because
Right.
I would estimate he's made, what, $10 billion since he signed that agreement? Like, it was worth nothing. It's literally nothing to him.
Yeah, 40. What was it gonna be? 40. He was gonna buy for 44 billion, right?
Oh yeah, here I found a line. When did the Twitter deal happen?
It was middle of May.
Yeah, sometime around then.
I mean, it depends on the exact day.
Yeah.
Elon Musk buys Twitter, Wikipedia. Proposed acquisition of Twitter by Elon Musk. Began on April 14th.
Ah.
On April 14th, he was worth... Oh, he's actually gone down. His net worth took a huge hit in early May.
I think because Tesla stocks like plummeted, and a lot of his net worth
That's
was
right.
in Tesla.
Got
Obviously.
it. So yeah, on April 14th, he was worth 250 bill, and now he's more 227 bill.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, that $23 billion is
It's
really
hurting.
burning a hole in his pocket. Yeah, let's punch him while he's down.
Keep
and
piling
stack on
on.
another billion. They're running into that issue with the NBA too, because Steve Ballmer owns the Clippers, and the Clippers are set to become like the record amount of luxury tax paid for going over the salary cap this upcoming season, and it's something crazy. It's like $800 million in luxury tax because they're that far over. So like they're probably only paying their players like $250 million, and then they have to pay an extra $800 million to the NBA for going over the salary cap. But then someone was like, if Microsoft's stock goes down 1%, Steve Ballmer loses like $10 billion. It's like what? It's just nothing. And like this isn't even like him buying something. It's like this is a revenue generator for him. Like the team could still make money even though it's paying $800 million. It could still be a net profit for Steve Ballmer. So it's like, well, that's kind of an issue, right? Like, there's not a lot of owners in the NBA, and really any pro sports that are like the super billionaires. But it seems like they're going to become more and more.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's going to be an issue.
I mean, like
with
I don't know
parity.
if Bezos has any interest in it, but like a lot of people keep tying him to the Washington Commanders, saying like, yeah, if they ever made Snyder sell the team, Bezos fucking lives in DC now. Amazon's
You could
based.
just find pocket change.
Yeah, like
and
it would
buy the team.
it would be like a weekend meeting of like, hey, can you give us what is absolutely nothing to you, but like a lot to us, and you become the owner of this franchise? He might not
Right.
give a shit enough to say no.
You get some built-in like free PR and publicity if you do a passable job, like because it'll be such a massive step up over the predecessor. Like literally, if you just build a new stadium, you'll be God on earth. Like that's all.
And he could
it'll
fund
take.
it himself.
Yeah, and he won't.
Yeah, no, he'll
push
make the
for public
government do
funds. Yeah, it'll still be paid for with public funds primarily. Yeah, no, it's a joke. But that's it's an interesting little nugget.
Yeah.
That, a lot of pro sports owners used to be kind of like that was their thing. Like their sports team was the majority of their wealth because running a pro sports team is a big like fucking deal. Like unless you're gonna just hire someone to do it for you, it is a full-time job. So yeah, it's hard to run these other businesses that make that much more money. So yeah, like Jerry Jones is the classical like, no, this is his whole thing. This is all he does with his life is the Cowboys. So that was all of his net worth. But now you get like these dudes that are like, I don't know, I do this for fun. I do it so I can sit in the owner's box. This is buying a season ticket for me. Like
I have nothing to do with my money. They haven't
Right.
invented things that are expensive enough where I'd have to think about a purchase.
yeah.
Like I don't know what to do with my time or my money. So
We're
Right.
almost getting to flatlining technology, and I'll just put all my time and effort into that. But until we get there, until that's perfectly safe, no.
Right.
I
Basketball.
try to
was
get
my-
a flatline session in before every set if I can.
That was my favorite thing from the spend Elon Musk's money website, where you can just like add a bunch of crazy expensive shit so you can see just how unbelievable the amount of money that he has is. And yeah, like I would always see how many pro sports teams I could get away with before I'm like, well, I'm still not even like functionally making any different amount of money. Like I'm like, can I buy the NFC North and just have the other 3 teams be a farm team for the Packers? Like just dismantle the Bears and the Vikings and just have the young talent play on their teams until they're ready to go to the Packers.
The G League Vikings.
Yeah, exactly. And leave them in Minneapolis and Chicago. And just like whenever the players develop enough, trade them to the Packers for a 7th round pick or some shit.
That... We talk about the integrity of the game, but that would actually be a cool billionaire thing to do. I am going to destroy the league so my team wins. I'm going to buy it, blow up most teams, and then, yeah, we're going to we're winning the Super Bowl like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, with Elon Musk's thing, like you could literally buy 29 NFL teams, or 31 NFL teams, and then...
And after
a
series of very strange events this season, the Super Bowl is featuring the Green Bay Packers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Hold on. We're getting word that the Cincinnati Bengals have been bought, and all of the Bengals players are now being added to the Packers practice squad? There is no more Cincinnati Bengals?
Right. Joe Burrow has been plucked from the Cincinnati locker room and will suit up for the Green Bay Packers today as the backup quarterback. Literally. In theory, there is no limit. Yeah, you could just break the league and buy 31 teams. And leave one team to be the Washington Generals, and then everyone else is just literally the G League, and you just take the Pro Bowl players and trade them to the team you like.
Man, you couldn't pay me to buy the Houston Texans.
I don't know, man. You could do it.
Nah.
It'd be fun.
How much money we got between the 3 of us?
We got a couple of memes to talk about. There have been a lot in the past 2 weeks, as you can tell from our conversation. We will adopt your baby. This is fucking weird. This is dark and weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I know this one necessarily.
Oh, this is right after Roe fell. There were a bunch of
I think I did
anti-choice people that would hold up signs like, "Don't have an abortion. We'll adopt your baby. Give your baby to us." And the 2 fucking weirdos.
Yeah. No, that's what it's always been, right? Oh, someone will adopt them. You can do adoption instead. And it's just like, have you adopted children? Are you literally adopting children right now?
Yeah, for one thing, like there is no guarantee. Like once you're convinced to not have an abortion and you're going to give your child up for adoption after they're born, like there's no guarantee that the person that said they would actually will. Like, I feel like a lot of times they're like, yeah, you can give your baby up for adoption. I mean, we'll completely cut you out once the baby's born because we don't give a shit about you anymore. And now you're completely on your own. But also, those people are sometimes just fucking weirdos. Like, I read some testimonials of people that were like, yeah, I was adopted because my mom was going to have an abortion and she got basically accosted and pressured into not getting one, and then they said that they would adopt her baby after she didn't have an abortion, and my adoptive parents fucking hate me and treat me like shit.
Right. Well, I've seen people being like, oh man, people who are trying to adopt are like suffering, like you shouldn't be mocking them, and it's just like, that's not what they're trying to do. This is disingenuous. Like, these aren't people who don't like abortion because they've been trying to adopt for a decade and can't cut through the red tape. Like, these are people who have come to the opinion that abortion is wrong and then trying to like throw it out there. Oh, we adopt it, I guess. I don't know. Be our fucking what's it called? Surrogate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Strange. Be our unwilling surrogate.
Be our brood sow.
Yeah. And then maybe a little more geared to our crowd. They're a 10, but ...
But Excel thinks that you're saying October.
Yeah.
I saw one today.
Spinning it on its head.
I had that with my intern this last week, where she was just like, I'm trying to write 911 in Excel, like the show, which is formatted as 9-1-1, but it keeps making it September 1st, 2001, which is 10 days before 9/11, which is kind of weird anyway. But yeah, like, and so I'm just like, oh yeah, no, you just have to put the little apostrophe before it, and then it only recognizes it as text, not as a date. But
Yeah.
in particular.
And then EA, the gaming company, fucked it up by tweeting out they're a 10, but they only play single-player games. When they own several companies that make single-player games.
Yeah. It was weird.
And then they said, we'll take this L.
Because everyone ganged up on him, rightfully so.
We'll take this L.
Fucking multi-billion-dollar company.
Hold this L, sucker.
Andrew Jordan Peterson said some dumb shit.
Well, yeah, first he said some hateful shit. He made a bunch of transphobic tweets, mostly focused on Elliot Page, who, you know, has once again just become like a fucking target for no reason. And Twitter banned him, you know, blocked him for violating the Twitter rules. And then he posted like a 10 or 15 minute rant about it, and it was just utter nonsense. But like a big part of it was like, you claim that I have to observe your rules. What rules, you son of a bitch? And then the part that everyone is memeing, he just like sat there looking angry at the camera. He's like, up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who. And it's just like,
it's literally an unironic mustache twirling supervillain. Like, he's
just so...
If you viewed any of that with no context of who Jordan Peterson is, what like woke quote unquote culture is, what cancel culture is, you would just straight up seem like an evil, like cartoonishly evil villain. Like, just like
He's fucking wild. He's still unwell, right? Like, that's the
Definitely.
thing maybe going on here.
I
like,
think he's physically a little healthier than he was when he like almost died several times, but
yeah.
definitely not stable.
Ryan, what you got?
no, I'm just watching it again.
It's so funny.
Why are so many far right men just like
They're
just
not
masculine?
Yeah.
Just not masculine. Like that is the most like pipsqueak energy I can imagine.
Jordan
Just, like,
Peters.
up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
He's like, screw you,
yeah.
Batman.
I know.
I mean,
Like, how do they just not pick someone who actually has a voice that's like
Is it?
somewhat masculine? Like, just
it's crazy because like
masculine.
most of his whole big shtick is that like Western culture isn't embracing masculine values anymore. Like we need to stop being feminized and appreciate our manhood, like the Greeks and the Romans. But he's just like.
He sounds like it wasn't until you did that impression of him. He sounds like Colin Robinson.
Oh my God.
We do in the shadows. He literally does. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. We've gone too far.
Is it a kink thing? Is it a fetish thing where they've idealized this? They're so insecure about what they have going on that it's like, no,
Right.
this is what we need. This is what I am, what I pretend to be
How do
like.
they not look at Hassan Piker and just question everything and just be like, oh wait, this literal like actual pinnacle of masculine energy is like very far to the opposite of me, and then I'm looking at Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, and Tucker Carlson, and those are the guys that I think are like what Western culture is good for.
I know this sounds a little starfuckery, but Hassan Piker, who I saw walking around Anime Expo with 2 bags of hentai, yeah.
The fucking absolute unit. Like when you see Hassan Piker outside of his desk,
He a big boy.
where he's like sitting there, that's a fucking like, unit, man. He's a massive human being in every sense of the word. Like with a deep voice and a full beard and a full head of hair. Like, yeah, that's masculinity, man. And I'm not saying that like masculinity is better than femininity, or that you can't have like feminine energy and be a good person or a good speaker. But like, it's the fucking how is this like in this toxic masculine movement? How are these your spokespeople?
There's no way that either Jordan Peterson or Ben Shapiro or both of them independently have at one point been like, unironically, we have to get rid of all those scrawny, puny little men who have the high-pitched voices and don't go to the gym and don't eat, like, rah, 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 rah.
All the soy boys, they have low testosterone. Yeah. Like, fucking sounding like Wallace Shawn of fucking Princess Bride. Like, I don't get it. I don't know how you can rally behind that person if the traits that you genuinely claim to admire is this, like, toxic masculinity.
Marvin the Martian ass sounded bitch.
Alright, well, yeah. Fucking hell.
I don't understand it. I just straight up don't understand it. How is that not at all a problem for you? How do you not... I don't know. To say what you will about Steven Crowder, but at least his voice is, like, normal.
Good God. This is completely unrelated, but, like... I mean, not completely unrelated, but, like, the Tim Pool moment of him going, like... Yeah, you know what's crazy is I'm 34 years old. When my dad was 27, he already had 3 kids, and like I don't have a family. I really want one, but like I can't find anyone to marry me. You know what the problem is? I don't think it's me. I think it's everyone else. Just like fuck.
So by definition, though, if you're acknowledging that everyone else is the problem, you are acknowledging that you are the problem. Like, if you're saying it's most of everyone else,
I'm not sick, it's the whole world that's sick.
Yeah, it's the entire, like, I'm not, it's 7.9999999 billion people are the wrong ones. You are acknowledging that you are in the wrong. Like, if you're just going to say the majority, it's like, oh, the leftists have taken over the majority of American discourse, and like that's causing me problems. Sure, if you're gonna say the literal terms everyone else, you are in a lot of ways saying the loud part loud.
God, that is okay. Tim Pool is my new standard for down bad. That is the down baddest I have ever heard another man be. Holy shit!
There's a lot of it's like conservatives posting their L's, and then it's people on like fucking what's the Trump social media?
Oh, Truth Social, I think.
Yeah, Truth Social, and on the what was the other one that came around that was like the new?
Oh, it had like a really weird
Telegram. Is it Telegram? I don't remember.
Signal, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like screen caps from those.
Right.
It's like conservative men in their mostly like 30s and 40s going like, I just, sometimes I wonder if it's worth it. Like, I really believe in this movement and what we're trying to get done, but like everyone that I know has alienated me from their life, and like it's just like, and I don't know, maybe it's a LARP, maybe it's a liberal trying to like convince people to come back to the light, but like it really does hit the nail on the head, and it is hard to be like, maybe you should look inwards a little bit and wonder why all this stuff is happening to you. No idea.
All right, we are running out of time and got a lot of shows, movies, and games to talk about. So, Breakouts, Neon White update. I finished it. I'm glad, because playing that thing was hurting my whittle fingers. Very much enjoyed it, though. Great time. Gonna do a little bit of a response to Dunkey here. This entire podcast has just been a response to Dunkey, basically. He made a Neon White video. Relax a little, bud. The writing in the game isn't that bad.
No, you can't just pick out the opinions from Dunkey that you don't agree with, especially when he actually got this one right, because Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, I get that it's all, like, a joke, but the writing in this shit, like, the dialogue...
How much of the writing have you seen?
I've seen a bunch of... Well, first off, I follow you on Twitter, so I see everything that you retweet and like and say and post about this game. And then I've seen a bunch of memes online, and I saw Dunkey's video, and yeah, holy shit, the dialogue is so cringy.
The dialogue from one character is cringy, but the entire point of that character is that, oh man, she watched too much Joss Whedon shit. She is just broken now. I think it works. I enjoyed the game. Very fun. Feel like a speedrunner when you're playing it. I did not realize, since the last time I talked about the game, all the music is by the group Machine Girl, and they fucking whip. I listened to them independently before this game came out, and yeah, fantastic soundtrack. Very good video game. Super quick, I'm reading Hideo Kojima's book, The Creative Gene.
The guy that shot Abe?
Does he explain how to make a homemade shotgun?
The political ramifications of this in Japan are going to be far-reaching and weird and... no, he does not. I read the foreword. It's fine. Turns out a lot of the book are just the columns he had published in magazines over the course of a couple of years, and I feel a little ripped off because of that, but whatever. It's fine. It's chill. Interesting so far. Talked about Anime Expo. Andrew, how's the SpongeBob SquarePants movie?
Dude, it holds up.
Yeah?
It's a good movie.
Wait, like, which one?
The old one. The one where they go to
The OG, okay.
Shell City and...
yeah.
Okay.
Get the crown.
Okay.
The Goofy Goober one.
There's Mindy.
Yeah.
Mindy's
Yeah.
in it.
And a different
Minnie the Mermaid.
Poseidon
Yeah.
for some reason.
No, Neptune.
Or Neptune, yeah.
Neptune.
Yeah, no,
Neptune.
it's non-canon Neptune
Yeah.
because Poseidon or Neptune comes back again, and he's again not the one from
Not the
movie.
bald one.
What?
Yeah, there's 3 different versions of Neptune in the SpongeBob SquarePants universe. There's the first one from the pulling the spatula from the grease.
Yeah.
And then there's the SpongeBob SquarePants movie one, and then there's a whole nother Neptune that came in a recent-ish season that I saw.
Why?
So yeah, no, they just can't make up their minds as to what Neptune is.
Oh.
I mean, I'm assuming they couldn't get the voice actor back, so they just all right, we'll redesign again.
No.
None of these kids will notice.
There are so many legitimately good jokes in that movie, from the getting drunk on the ice cream and being all hungover to going to the shady biker bar, and there's the I'm a bubble blowing double baby, and then Patrick, I need you to cause a distraction. Okay, goes in there. Everyone, listen to me. Where's the bathroom? He's like, Patrick, I need you to cause a distraction. I had to go to the bathroom.
Is it still emotionally affecting when they get to Shell?
Tears.
When they get to Shell City.
Yeah, the Goofy Goober tears.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a little bit. It got me.
Kid me thought that literally
This
that
is
could
it.
be the end of SpongeBob and Patrick. They could just move. It'll just be about Sandy and Squidward and Mr. Krabs now. I was pretty fucked up when I first saw
Yeah,
that.
no, it was pretty affecting. Dennis, the crazy hitman guy, is still really funny. I don't know, man. It was a legitimately good time watching it again.
That's good to hear. Ryan, what have you been checking out?
Caught back up on Stranger Things. They left us on a cliffhanger.
Ryan, when you were watching Stranger Things, did you know that Chrissy Wake Up was going to become the phenomenon that it currently is on TikTok?
No.
No?
I mean, there was a lot of pretty good charisma between the two of them. They definitely had a connection. The story behind it is the Duffer Brothers. They wrote the whole season.
Yeah.
They planned on Chrissy dying in the first episode. They shot Chrissy's death and a bunch of other kind of more technical stuff right away, and then they got to the scene between Joseph Quinn and the actress who plays Chrissy, where they have a bunch of a clear romantic connection that really shines through and is really fucking on point. And it was too late. They couldn't. They had already shot these really expensive sequences of her dying, so they couldn't save her. In theory, there was no reason for her to die. She was just the first one to go. It could have been insert random Hawkins high schooler here. So yeah. But yeah, it became a thing, and now they brought back Master of Puppets, the same way they did Kate Bush. Which is fun.
Well,
that was a very good sequence.
Okay.
That was oh shit. Yeah.
Metallica as an entity shittier than Kate Bush. I think everyone can get behind that, so I'm a little more frustrated about this. But yeah, fair. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Metallica, are they shitty outside of like their IP bullshit?
That I don't
the
know.
main thing.
I have no idea.
If it's just IP bullshit, like that's pretty that's pretty tame for
Okay.
when you're looking back
in 2022.
Look, man,
yeah, okay.
We've experienced some shit the last couple of decades. Like we've seen what the human mind is capable of in terms of evil.
Right. Metallica hates Napster. Like, oh boy, that sure does seem tame in the modern vision. But yeah, no, it was fucking lit. One of the fans found out or figured out what song that it was based on a literal half-second shot in one of the trailers for the final 2 episodes, where they can see his fingers going over the guitar, and they were like, "Oh shit, that's him," and he's gonna be playing Master of Puppets. Like, I'm looking at it. He's mentioned they had a list of the bands that he'd mentioned in the show. It was like 5 or 6 bands. Yeah. And they compared him with all their biggest songs that it could possibly be. And he was like, "Oh no, that's the progression from Master of Puppets." Like he's definitely playing Master of Puppets. And it was like that's some Westworld season 1 level detective work that they basically figured out the whole thing in the end. So that was cool. I don't know. It's a cultural thing. Y'all missed out on it.
I downloaded
season
1 of Stranger Things on my tablet, and I was going to watch it while we were camping because it rained the whole time, and there was an issue with the download, so the files were corrupted, and I couldn't watch it.
Oh,
seems like that happens a lot. I mean, the season 5 is not going to be for a couple of years, so literally you can rest easy, and then when they announce the season 5 premiere date, start season 1. Like, there's no need to torture yourself and wait. So yeah, pretty good. Didn't land on its feet as well as the first few episodes.
All right. Y'all definitely don't want to miss the cultural moment that will be the show Players on Paramount Plus. I know
I'm down with watching the show, but this show is not going to be a cultural moment.
That's fair.
You're making it hard to live up to the expectations you're setting.
American Vandal was kind of a cultural moment, and I don't think this is going to even peak that.
It's really good. It's a really well-written sports drama. To give the general description, this is a mockumentary that follows a fictional League of Legends team over the course of their 2021 season. And I know saying it like that makes it sound like you need to know about League of Legends to watch this. You don't. This is about League as much as Talladega Nights is about NASCAR. Which is to say, kind of, but also, no, actually, what you're here for is the jokes and the well-written characters and the commentary on toxic masculinity and sports culture and
the well-written characters of Talladega Nights. I like Talladega Nights. What is well-written about any of the
Dude, there's a French guy and he's gay.
Oh my god. That movie is funny, and it's an enjoyable watch, but there's no... I don't think there's a single character who's well-written in the entire movie.
Cal Nott Jr. is pretty fun.
Yeah, he's fun!
Yeah,
his whole thing is that he's, like a beta male who's useless without his alpha. That's his whole thing. Every single bit of his character is screaming that.
The main focus of the season is the team, Fugitive. But then one of the major personalities in that team is called Cream Cheese. That's his handle. It's Cream Cheese because when he first started playing, his username was Nut Milk, and they made him change that. And
that's pretty common.
Yeah, he is... Dude, we all know a dude like this. We all know dudes from college like this, and it is fascinating. It is wild to see this character who is in the late stages of his career as an athlete, esports or not, and just see him having made none of the moves to profit off of this, to have something he gets income from after his career ends, and everyone around him is doing that, and just God, feeling bad for this dude, but also he's terrible. He's fucking a terrible gamer piece of shit. And just sad. It's wild. I enjoy it very much. The writing is on point. Tony Yasenda still killing it. Cannot recommend it enough.
Jabuki Young White wasn't a producer on this, which makes me sad.
Oh.
But I'm guessing maybe they replaced him with more like esports types.
Yeah.
Because I remember I still maintain that he was what made American Vandal so fucking actually like literate and a good reflection of youth culture.
That's fair.
So
a little bit of spoilers, but I gotta get this in quick. My boy Frugger better come up, okay? He deserves nothing but the best. Right now, he's in a tough spot. The show better treat Frugger right.
Oh my god, the actor who plays Frugger was on True Jackson VP. Is Frugger also old? Because the actor's 31.
So he's one of those guys who's like gonna look the same age most of his life, like with his build. Like it's just
He's fucking Elijah Wood.
I think he's like maybe 23 or 24 in the.
It's still really fucking old for Eastwood. Do they talk about that at all?
Oh,
like,
they do. Yes, like a big.
Once you're past college age, you're basically past your prime in high level esports.
A big part of the tension of the show is that the Team Fugitive just brought on a new hotshot player, Organism, who is 17 years old, and then.
Right. Which isn't even that young.
Yeah.
Like, there's consistently 14 and 15-year-old pros nowadays because they get to them young. Like, if you get to a scouting thing when you're like 10 and you've been playing the game for a couple of years, you can literally just train kind of like the Chinese divers back in the 2008 Beijing Olympics, how they were like all 14 and had probably been training for like 6 years and were so much smaller than the adult divers that they just won. Like, yeah, they have such better reflexes than the adult gamers that if they've been training for as long as the adult gamers, they're literally just better in every way. So yeah, it's not even like a prodigy. Like, that's just pretty much par for the course level age.
Yep. And they do get into some of that. They do get into the dynamics of esports and how that's kind of it. There's a whole mini storyline about how a coach is saying, so big thing we have to do with the South Korean players is try to keep them motivated and engaged, because a lot of them are former players in the South Korean league, and they see this as like the twilight years, the Bush League for them, which
it's the exact same thing as the what's it called? How like the MLS works. Nowadays the MLS gets a bunch of like washed up European soccer players to come over and in their late 30s because they're just like, oh wow, Ibrahimovic, people will buy tickets to see him play. But like, yeah, they all treat it like a joke. Like, they just want to live in the U.S. where it's great to be a rich athlete. Like, and yeah, it's kind of not competitive for them. Like,
so
it's
that
pretty chill.
And yeah, I guess that's ultimately what I really appreciate about the show. It is funny. There's still some great writing and good drama in it. But then also, I'm learning a lot about an entire scene, an entire world that I've peeked into a little bit. Like, I'm genuinely aware of as a thing, but I've never. I feel like I'm learning more about it by watching this show. I took up a lot of time there. Andrew, how is Westworld?
Fuck it. We don't have time to talk about Westworld. It doesn't matter. No? Let's talk about the boys.
Oh, wow.
It's insignificant.
Oh, my God.
I'll talk about it at the end of the season, I guess. Or like halfway through.
Or whenever you want to, whenever we have time. Group chat stuff, kind of. Shadowstone Park came back surprisingly quick. Jason Steele, were you just sitting on that? Were you just sitting on that and using that to extort $5,000 out of a Patreon group? Whatever. Very good. I enjoy it. I listened to the Anti-Donna Best of podcast, and just listening to Mark Bonanno go off about trying to order a New York-style pizza from Domino's with just mushrooms, and then listening to that cast explore every logistical, philosophical, practical reason for why Mark shouldn't be able to do that and why he shouldn't be mad, and then him just disassembling every argument and realizing by the end, oh, wait, Mark's actually mad about capitalism here. That's where this vitriol is actually coming from.
Having Zach Ruane revive his character of Don May, the CEO of Domino's Australia, to try to explain to Mark why the New York range style pizza has a limited selection of toppings, and having him just outright reject him. And I think, what does he call him at one point? Just like, I don't know, it's just some stupid backwards cunt. Who is Nick Knight? Who is Nick Knight?
God, right? When the argument breaks down to the point where they're just like, well, it doesn't taste good with only just mushrooms on that. You know that. And then
that's kind of your fault, isn't it? Like, they didn't want to sell it to you. You forced them to sell it to you, and now you're complaining about the result. Like, maybe it's partially your fault. Yeah.
Who are you?
That for me is when it takes off, is like, because you get to see Sam Lingham, who is like a lot of the creative drive of Antidana. Like, he's the head writer, basically. Like, they're all performers and they all write with him, but he is kind of the actual like main writer of the trio, of the group. Yeah. So yeah, to see him kind of actually like, oh, you can see his wit. You could, and I think Mark calls him out at one point and is like, Sam doesn't have opinions. Sam just sees a point where you might be weak and attacks you to try to show how smart he is and how he's more intelligent than the rest of us. So he sees that you have a weak argument, doesn't care about the argument, but just wants to exploit you and show that you're dumb. And it's just like, hot damn, this is a very like good peek behind the scenes as to what makes this comedy troupe tick.
Very good podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts, on everything right now. Check it out. But then, yeah, we have 2 episodes of The Boys to talk about, and holy shit, were there some peaks and valleys to the writing in these 2 episodes of The Boys.
Yeah, I agree.
They can't do Homelander right.
No.
I'm afraid that they're going to fumble the bag, dude.
Yeah.
That fight was, again, capital L lame. He is standing on the floor, fist fighting Maeve.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
drop her out of a building.
Drop her out of a building. Use your laser vision at all. What
the other 2 people with laser vision used their laser vision. He didn't.
Yeah. Seconds ago. Like, it straight up doesn't make sense. You can't. Apparently, they've found no way to properly power balance him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't get it. How do you create this superpowered human being and then have just no ability to properly, like, they did a really good job with Stormfront's powers, and like how they elevated her is like, she is definitely more powerful than your average superhero. She's not Homelander and she's fallible, but it takes a lot to beat her. And like, it never felt cheap. It never felt like she wasn't playing to her full potential. So then, yeah, to have Homelander like go head to head with Maeve and like win, but like not convincingly,
right? In
just a straight up fist fight, it was like, no, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. I don't understand. I don't know. It was just all fucking dumb.
I think. I mean, I agree with you on all that shit. I thought I actually enjoyed the first fight with Homelander and Butcher and Soldier Boy. I know you didn't. That's in the past. I thought this one was fucking lame.
It was the same fight, though. They did the same thing.
Anyway.
Gang up on him, try to hold him down awkwardly, try to shoot him with a beam. That's it. And somehow
anyway, I think the character arcs were kind of just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened
to
Noir?
they like... Noir wasn't a character, really.
What was the point?
Yeah, Noir wasn't a being until now. They gave him a bit of a backstory so that when they killed him off because he wasn't serving any purpose, it would be like, oh, look, he's got a backstory now. He's got all these cartoon friends, and just so that they could kill him off. Like, that was lame.
I thought A-Train and the Deep might like turn on Homelander somehow, and that's like there had to be a purpose.
Why is A-Train alive? Like,
I 100%.
Yeah, that would have been like the perfect thing of him just dying there.
Some act of redemption, kind of, but now it's just like, now you have a heart of a racist white supremacist inside you, and like, hey, you were already a sellout, you were already not doing great for black communities, and now we're just gonna like double down on that and make the metaphor even heavier-handed. That was,
Kimiko's whole thing of like, I don't like my superpowers because they make me a monster was like pretty on point until she was like, I actually need my superpowers to keep people safe. Okay, I get where you're coming from. Why is Annie cool with that but not Huey doing it for the exact same reason?
Why?
And then as soon as she gets
Why do they need Temp V?
Yeah.
Why can't they just get real V?
like this is
Butcher would do that in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me?
They have
Butcher
some.
would just shoot
They
real
used
V.
a needle full of that big jar in Kimiko to give her powers back. They had a bunch left, but then,
there was
but
some
then
left.
her whole
I
thing
thought
was just
Frenchie
like,
was gonna
actually,
use it or something.
I'm cool with the murder now. It's actually fun. I'm gonna put in headphones and like make a day out of this because I'm doing it to help
with
my friends.
somewhat innocence. Like those, they are security guards and they're
Yeah.
aligned with Vought. But it was the same thing with the Becca worked at Vought.
Yeah.
You know, like there are innocents at Vought, and sure there's security, so you could argue, oh, they're on the upper levels. They
They've probably
understand some
killed
of the shit
people.
that's going on.
Okay, sure.
But still,
She was having
like,
fun with it.
those aren't superheroes. Those people probably have families.
This
and
is their
shit that
9 to
you're-
5. This is what they do
you're
for a
just
job.
murking
They
them,
saw
like,
two
with
people in a
glee.
lab making a nerve agent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely like doing really bad shit. Like that should not be
And she
allowed by
put on
security.
Maniac and danced around while slashing their throats. She had fun. Like that's what.
And let Frenchie get killed or almost get killed
Yeah.
while she was doing it. Like that, if that guy had better aim, Frenchie's straight up dead now.
Speaking of
Like,
Frenchie, like of all the, I think Butcher's dicked over Frenchie more so than any other one of the boys, especially
Right.
this season. And like to make him finally telling Butcher off into a joke was like,
Right.
no.
And
come-
also
to
one
have the
line. That
boys
was
be-
it. So I'm standing
Yeah.
up for myself. Fuck you. There, I did
Yeah.
it. I'm good now.
All right, Frenchie, come on,
Yeah.
hit the showers, cool off a little bit. Come on, it's too far.
That's the whole season's worth of development, and it leads to that one line. The boys are like together at the end of the season. Like that's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Like, I thought for sure Frenchie and Kimiko were gonna split off. This was like their one last job type thing, and then maybe they'll be brought back into the fold next season. But no, they're all just still in the Flatiron building. In reality, nothing really happened other than Huey. Like we learned about the Congresswoman
Yeah.
who's now going to
And
be
and
Yeah.
Butcher
That's
is
the main
dying.
development.
So like that's
No, he
it.
won't.
Yeah, I
Like,
know, but I mean like
Yeah.
that's what's gonna be the story of next season.
Criticism sandwich. I will give credit where it's due. In the second to last episode, where Soldier Boy calls Homelander and reveals that like Homelander's Soldier Boy's son, and does so by like, oh yeah, and this is your birthday. When previously in the season, Homelander, like that was a point of insecurity for
Didn't know
him.
where his birthday
That
was.
was good writing. That was cool. That was good setup and execution.
He didn't give him his birthday. He said born spring of like 1981 or whatever.
Oh, I thought they gave.
I don't think they
an
gave a
exact
date.
or something.
Oh.
All right.
He gave a date for like when he gave the semen sample.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just so caught up in all this. I feel like they're having a lot of struggles with keeping the canon together and keeping it believable.
Yeah.
I really liked how tight the first couple seasons were in like believability and like the power scaling and some of the actual like logistics of doing a high budget superhero show. And I feel like they're losing track, man.
Yeah.
They've lost everything.
Which is
If the thing was that you can't just shoot up V because that's super dangerous, and now everyone's shooting up V with no consequences whatsoever. So it's like, so is that at all true? Like we learned that Soldier Boy didn't have V until he was basically an adult. Like so,
Yeah.
like what's the whole babies thing? Like at this point, it's clear that adults can take it. So why haven't all of the boys who aren't opposed to it?
I mean, the
taken
reason.
it? Like,
I mean, yeah, like the reason that they were giving it to babies was so that they could keep up with the, impression of this isn't something we're
they
doing to
claimed
people.
it was for safety too.
Like,
yes.
They claim. Remember, there was the whole subplot with the insane asylum, where like those were experiments, like people that they had been like injecting with V after the fact and stuff like that, and how it's dangerous to.
oh
do
yeah,
that and shit.
yeah, oh
Like-
yeah.
we
You're
didn't-
right.
Like they claimed that it was partially because it's safer for babies, and like when you become an adult, it's risky. But like everyone's just doing it with no consequences now, so it's like I don't.
We didn't.
Definitely Butcher 100% would be taking V if that was like at all allowed. He wouldn't need Temp V at all.
We didn't see what happened with the Congresswoman's daughter. There might be another
Seems
shoe to
fine.
drop there. You think?
Well,
Okay.
because
Well, like, it was the same thing as Kimiko. Like, Kimiko was like, this fucking sucks.
And then was fine
and
10
then, like,
seconds
no,
later.
she's totally fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what... And, like, she's a little girl.
Yeah, and-
so, yeah, obviously Kimiko, who's been a victim of literal torture, is going to be able to deal with the pain a little better. But the reactions were pretty scaled. Like, ooh, that doesn't feel good at all. All right, I'm good. Let's let's go kill people.
Yeah.
I can't die now.
Yeah.
I guess Huey's storyline this season was a little circular, I guess.
Yeah, he's like, we have to do things the right way. Oh no, we actually
The right way sucks.
there's no way to get around being like a complete and total bastard. Butcher punched me in the face, and I realized that you have to do the right thing. That was his arc. It was weird.
And I wasn't a huge fan of his season 2 arc, but yeah, that makes this arc look way better. The Billy Joel shit, where he was just like a whiny dude for a while. Definitely the weakest back half of a season by a mile. Like, I think everything else from the boys prior to the back half of the season for me was like pre-Herogasm for me. Was
The first half of the season was
9 or 10
I think
out of
totally
10.
fine.
Yeah, every bit of the boys, I was like, they can't miss. Everything is 9 or a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then woof.
I
They dove down into the 7s and 6s in some of these later episodes.
I enjoyed the Black Noir getting into what's going on with him a little bit. Him being a weird
But
lobotomized
And then he
dude.
fucking died
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
No,
For
but
no
like,
reason.
and like now I realize, oh wait, that was a death flag. That was, well, we got to give him some character before we just kill him off.
I will say I saw it coming just because like it's like the oldest TV trick in the book of like you need to kill off this not established character. You immediately give them like a tragic backstory and then kill him off. So I'm like, oh, he's going to go hang out with Homelander, and either he's going to get killed by Soldier Boy right away, or Homelander's going to kill him to, like, impress Soldier Boy or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it would have a purpose for the plot. Yeah, to try to...
And it was just like,
impress
you were my
Soldier Boy
friend,
shit.
and you lied to me. I don't like that. There goes your intestines.
It was classic Homelander. Like, it wasn't a surprising thing for Homelander. It wasn't, like, signaling that Homelander's losing it. It was just like, no, that's totally what Homelander would do in this situation. Are you kidding me? Like, season 1 Homelander, who had the woman with the breast milk and shit to calm him down, would still do shit like that if confronted with something, that sort of situation. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm worried.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're going to stick the landing. The creators have openly said that the series won't end without Homelander dying. I don't know how they're going to stick that landing, man. They have struggled to show him believably in danger, basically. He's never been in any danger that was in any way believable. That wasn't just like, okay, so he could basically teleport to outer space right now, and he chooses to punch you in the face. Like, I don't... Nah, man.
And maybe a part of it is that the show is gone from focusing on post 9/11 like Bush era politics to a lot of the political issues we're facing now, and
literally
like,
shot a guy
being...
on Fifth Avenue and everyone cheered. Yeah.
Now it's like, well, we don't have the lens of history to kind of figure out how to best deal with these issues, because these are the issues happening
for some
now.
More political turmoil to happen and then make the season.
Yeah. They're going to wait for season 71 of United States of America and just copy their homework.
I don't know, but yeah, I'm in it. I'm down for season 4. I'm time sink at this point, but yeah.
I'm definitely going to tune in.
But
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't.
I think we're being maybe a little harsher than the show deserves, in the way that, like, the show has been so fucking amazing for so long that now that it is showing signs of being a mere mortal like the rest of us, it's like, it doesn't have me anymore. But yeah,
I mean, barring a Chernobyl 2 coming out, like, The Boys season 3, that was set to be like, number 1 TV show of 2022. But now it's like, maybe top 5, top 3. We'll see how everything sorts out.
Can't wait for Chernobyl 2.
Y'all really gonna put The Boys in the top 3? TV shows of 2022.
We'll see what else is out there, but yeah, no, I'm with you, Ryan.
I'm trying to see
No,
where
Maybe top 5.
Where am I?
I don't think it's even top 5. I feel like for me that's going to be like a 7 or 8. Like,
oh boy,
I can't guarantee it's on the list, man.
That's like on the list out of courtesy. Like,
yeah, no, I might. It might be the show that I put on the list because I know you guys are going to have it, so it'll end up there. But like, I feel like there's a pretty good chance I watch 10 shows that are better than The Boys this year. So
I definitely don't have 10 shows. I think Peacemaker might be my number 1 show at this point.
I think Peacemaker's 1 for me. Okay, Better Call Saul's better than The Boys. Atlanta's better than The Boys. Severance is way better than The Boys. You guys gotta watch Severance. Under the Banner of Heaven's maybe a push. Barry's better than The Boys, and you guys know I wasn't a huge fan of Barry this season.
That's fair.
Hacks is miles and miles better than The Boys. Stranger Things is better than The Boys, and Peacemaker's better than The Boys, and Euphoria is better than The Boys. As it stands right now, The Boys is at 9. And then we got
half a year of TV left.
Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows is 100% going to be better than The Boys.
Oh,
so that's like a guaranteed 10 at minimum. I don't know, man. This is going to be rough.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I think that's the best note we could possibly end episode 189 of the Voluntary Viewing Podcast, which will almost certainly be titled Swedish Pie. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for highlight clips. ActBlue link in the description. Support us either on the Anchor Podcast platform or Patreon, where you can join the likes of the terrific Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and sensual Richard Nixon. Send us your questions, business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter for updates at V2_podcast, and follow me at LucasTheWriter on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing. Have a great week, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your summer.